Hello everybody, it's Smushy for Exodus Gaming here, and I don't know if you guys watched the last video, but in the last video, I was talking about how Nintendo my theory is that Nintendo is probably going to go all digital in the future. No physical games, all basically controlled by Nintendo at all times, everywhere, for everyone. And then a few days later, I've seen this story pop up. I waited a couple days to talk about it, but this is reporting through Gizmodo. Good little website here. Kyle Barr. Ubisoft says gamers should get more comfortable not owning their games. A newly reconfigured Ubisoft Plus pushes the subscription model hard. I gotta be honest with you, I didn't even know there was an Ubisoft Plus subscription. I just thought it was, some add-on nonsense. I didn't know they had their own thing, but Baldur's Gate 3's lead dev said these models worsen gaming. Now we're gonna read a little bit of this, but that's about it. I mean, I'm telling you, it's coming true. It's coming true. Where our physical games are going to be non-void. You're going to be able to, even the old ones. I bet you. I have a feeling. Maybe Nintendo switching up. You're going to put your game in. If you don't have the internet, even if you have the internet, they're just going to cut your game off, and you're not going to be able to use the damn thing. All right, we'll read a little bit here. Players will feel a fair bit more comfortable with the idea of subscription models and, to a greater extent, not actually owning anything they buy. This week, Ubisoft rejiggered, I don't know why they used that word, its entire subscription model, but to sell players and the industry on its new move. One company exec misconstrued why gamers and developers might be so keen to pony up monthly for their games. Well, I mean, we're moving to that economy anyway. I mean, people my age, we prefer physical games, but everybody younger, I guess because they've had Steam for all their lives and all this other nonsense. It doesn't really matter. But Ubisoft's head of subscriptions, Philip Tremblay, offered a fair few innocuous comments in an interview with GI Biz. It's a weird sentence to read, but then said something that they could particularly upsetting for players who've been taken for a ride by a largely anti-consumer games industry. Tremblay said players are used to owning the games they play, but they have to get comfortable not owning their music or movie collection. His main point, why shouldn't players get comfortable with the not owning the product they pay for and instead accept the streaming model as a whole? Well, because the big difference is a movie is a short burst of watching. A game has some interactiveness to it. So a game's more, are you comparing music and movies? Even though they're different in their own thing, but at least you're just sitting there enjoying it. The game you're actually interacting with. It literally is a physical field in which you are playing. So I mean, there's a huge difference. I mean, and if you don't believe me, ask the United States Postal Service. You can ship a music CD, you can ship a DVD, you can ship a Blu-ray under their own media mail. It's literally they categorize it as media. But if you go to ship a video game, it's not. They don't consider it just plain old media. Because really, at the end of the day, it's not. I mean, it's an interactive world that you're interacting with. But we're going to read on. Instead of offering two pricing tiers for Ubisoft's previous multi-access and PC access, now both are under $18 per month Ubisoft Plus premium umbrella. This gives players access to past games, some early release titles, and other monthly rewards. That's crazy. So I mean, it's like, hey mom, can I get $18 so I can get Ubisoft Plus? I want to be able to play like 1998's, Speed Busters or something, right? Like it's $18 per month. I think that's even more than like Netflix. That's comparable to Game Pass. Don't get me wrong, I have Game Pass, but Game Pass is like busting the back out of like the Hello Mood Gummy Lady, and Ubisoft Plus is like that communal girlfriend that everybody in the neighborhood's probably done, ran through 15 times. So it's not the same thing. It's just, This gives players access to past games, some early release titles, and other monthly rewards. For $18, better even more than that. There's an additional $8 per month Ubisoft Plus Classics on PC. So now that's $26, which is supposed to give enthusiasts, that's misspelled, access to a few of the company's older titles. All those titles are also available on PlayStation Plus, but the Ubisoft exec seems to think gamers are concerned about losing their progress or that their games could get pulled. Well, I mean, they could get pulled, obviously, but as people embrace that model, they will see that these games will exist and the service will continue, and you'll be able to access them when you feel like it, he said. Yeah, when you pay, because, I mean, you've done paid for the subscription, that's when you can access it. You don't pay for the subscription, even if you probably pay for the game, you probably will not be able to access the game because they'll only run the game through that system, through that subscription. Despite Tremblay's claims to the contrary, these services and the games on them are indeed ephemeral. Well, I mean, it's more than ephemeral because, I mean, it's physically as much as we can't see the data, it's still physically data on that, that you're purchasing. Either way, and access to Ubisoft's titles exists at the whim of the provider. Yeah, I know, that's what the problem is. If you stop paying for PlayStation Plus after Sony hiked the prices last year, suddenly all those games you were playing before are barred to you. That's the nature of the beast. If Sony unexpectedly bans you from their online services, that's it. You no longer have access to anything you paid for. Yeah, but that doesn't make it right. See, that doesn't make it true. At what point the gamers, if this even comes to term, are going to stand up and say, no, we need to have some kind of physical access key. We need to have something physical to represent our purchases. Now, are you just going to have a subscription plan where you're just playing, through the cloud service or something? Okay, that's one thing. But if you're selling the literal access to the game, $50, $60, $70 for the game, you need to give something physical. You need to have something that says that you own this game forever. It is yours, a digital key of some kind. I mean, if that's something that they can do, great. Then you can hold it up as a receipt and say, no, PlayStation, Ubisoft, Xbox, this is my game. This is my game forever. But like I said in the last video, buyer beware. I'm telling you, in the future, that's what we're going to come to. That's where I think gaming is going to probably end up. I think there's going to be either a revolt or just submission. People are going to roll their belly over and show their soft side and say, you know what, it is what it is. I mean, I know, again, my age, not so much. Everybody a little bit younger, most likely. But either way, if you want to read this little article yourself, this is on Gizmodo. I'll leave the link in the description. You can read it for yourself. My name is Smushy. This is Exodus Gaming. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.